Countries are itching to launch nuclear war. We have countries right now talking about this. We have countries talking and debating internally about conducting first strikes. These include Russia. These include China, possibly the United States of America, and North Korea is also talking nuclear war. Now they're talking about it because they think we'll hit them. So, and I'll show you an article which says something I've been saying along for some time. The nation that strikes first is a nation that wins. Guys, that puts everybody on a hair trigger. This is where you don't want to be. You don't want to be on a hair trigger for nuclear war. This is crazy. It's insane. We shouldn't be thinking such things over our little political differences that we human beings have. We're talking about destructing so much of Earth, the biosphere, what do the people in Africa, the pygmies have to do with this, that they would suffer greatly, or wildlife anywhere in the world. This is a atrocity that would even contemplate such things. It's insanity that we've gotten here, but it's just a piece and part of a greater insanity that seems to be infecting our entire planet from so many different ways and angles. The times we live in. If you don't think we're living in perilous times, you're not paying attention. This proposition is channel to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. You can't do three fingers on that hand. So this is why I tell you to keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. And that's why I refer to my followers as swivel heads, because that's what we're trying to do. And I'm just bringing you the information you need to know to get ready, to be prepared. So subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell, and click all and share with your friends, because this platform really has been stomped down on me a lot. So guys, seriously, I'm going to share you some articles. We're just getting straight to it, and I'll get into the chat room shortly. But we're going to go through the articles first. We got a lot of stuff to cover. I've not covered this in a couple of days. I've been just focusing on specialty topics. It's draining to focus on this topic every day. I don't know how Canadian Prepper does it. It's tough, guys, because this just takes an emotional toll on you. So we're going to share screen. We're going to go into this. And this is nuts, guys. This is crazy what's being discussed. I mean, I'm bringing you these articles just to show you it's just not me out here ballyhooing. These are the things that are being talked about by some very serious people around the world and other countries that we're facing, countries that we could be in war with before you know it. So guys, let's buckle up and have a look see at this stuff. And I appreciate the people coming in the chat room now. I know it's late. I don't want to stay here too long, but we do have some ground to cover. Russian Security Council writes article about the need for a nuclear strike. They're not talking Ukraine, nuclear strike on Europe. Well, Europe is part of NATO. They got to know you don't get into war with NATO without evoking Article 5 of the NATO treaty, which pulls the United States in, right? So would they conduct a first strike on us if they're going to do this, or would they just EMP the Dickens side of us? Keep us from responding? What would they do? How are they thinking these things? Yeah. Well, this is Mr. Sergei Karakanov. He is a member of the Scientific Council under the Russian Security Council. So, and this is his second article on this. And there's been a couple of other writers over the talking. So it's not just Medvedev and Putin and Shogun. These guys talking this kind of stuff. This is the people that are in the think tank to talk and make these kind of decisions. And so this is scary times indeed, Coffee Bean. So, yeah, but some people don't get it. They say, oh, this is just, I get people blowing back on me. Oh, Greg, this is nothing. You're just, being alarmist, conspiracy theory. Okay, where's the conspiracy when people from the Russian Security Council are writing articles about this? When the previous president of Russia, Medvedev, the current president of Russia, Putin, and even their defense minister, Lavrov, these guys are all talking the same language. And there's not just saying a little bit, but they're saying a lot and more frequently. But this guy is making quite a case. He's writing like a scientific paper, a white paper on this guy. It's kind of like I wrote on the balloon threat. And here's another one where they're talking about warns of preemptive nuclear strike. But what he's saying here in this article is that even if they win in Ukraine, that they're going to have a very disgruntled population and they will kick back. Even if they take Ukraine entirely, that eventually the West is going to hit them back. So it's just like, why don't we just go ahead and do it? Let's just go ahead and, we need, it's going to come down to it sooner or later. We're going to have to nuke Europe, according to these guys. I'm not saying this. It's not Greg Allison talking. And, I'm not taking sides, east, west, or anything. I'm just showing you what some of these guys are writing, some of the stuff that's coming out. Yeah, crazy, Ehart. Amen. This, there you go. Lorraine D. Amor. We will hang them high. Good Western analogy there. Oh, yeah. You know what this reminds me of? Just wait. I'm going to tell you. It reminds me of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. The world we're in today is a lot like we are in nuclear, good, bad, and ugly. That'd be a good title for a video. Looking Chico orders the government to develop algorithm for Russian nuclear weapons. Well, we're told that that Belarus is not in charge of the Russian nuclear weapons. It's the Russians. So why is Looking Chico having Belarus write an algorithm for the use of these weapons? Does he know something we don't know? We're told that Russia's got control over these. Could this man have some degree of control, get some degree of control? Some people, what's been noticed is the Wagner forces camp is right next to where they got their nukes there. Maybe this is why he was so happy to get the Wagner forces over there into Ukraine. Maybe he can get access to the stuff. What is he planning? Mainly, he don't want to be run over by Poland, because Poland's really against this guy. So that's kind of what it boils down to. They're talking about the existential survival of their system, guys. And I'll show you in a minute where he's also said that if he's fearing that Russia's just going to disintegrate and fall apart. And if they do that, he says, we'll all die. And so they consider this to be existential. These guys have got it all worked up in their heads. And this channel like Medvedev says, well, if there's no Russia, why should there be anybody? I mean, it's a very self-centric, psychopathic viewpoint that, well, if I can't live, nobody should be alive. That's the kind of things that some of these people are saying. I don't think Putin's in that ball camp, but if Putin should be dismissed, demised, fall out a flight of stairs, who's going to take over there? What's going to happen? And maybe Putin will feel pushed into this because he wants to survive more than anything. So yeah, in our military is saying, Putin cut off everyone. Why? Because Russia's got so much of this stuff. Russia has more nuclear weapons than anybody. One time we had more, but we disarmed, unlike other countries. We just unilaterally didn't disarm, but we cut our numbers down quite considerably, including the vast number of tactical nukes we used to have. We used to have more than Russia. Now we only got a couple hundred apparently over there. So it's a big difference. So this is where, I'm saying, Lukashenko is saying basically, where's the quote there? If Russia collapses, we will be left under rubble. We will all die. That kind of defeatist attitude is probably something he actually believes, because, all the articles about him always point out that he is the supposedly the self-appointed president. As you know, there was a lot, and they will repeat that a lot. The self-proclaimed president of Belarus. And I think this article says that more than probably, yeah, self-proclaimed. So they said over and over and over and over. Well, there was a lot of consternation about his election. It was a huge protest over it because a lot of people thought this woman should have got it that was running. I believe it was a woman. But anyway, there was huge protests when he got elected, and the protests were put down very forcibly there in Belarus. So, he's been running this country for a few decades now. So I don't know, guys, what it all means, but look at this. Ding, 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 ding. If this thing will advance. North Korea. Oh, I wasn't trying to go there. What happened? It closed the article. Oh my gosh. I hate it when I click on one thing and it just kills it. North Korea is also making threats. Jeez, I hate it when it does that. I ain't got time to go back and dig it back up. But North Korea is also making threats. So I have to do maybe a special on North Korea. But guys, I tell you what, get your immune system up. Get some sulforaphane in your system. Eat some broccoli microgreens. Best way to do that. And hey, what I like to do is take this C60 myself. Check it out, guys. Go to shopc60.com and as your discount code, put in Greg 10. I'm not getting any financial kickback from this particular promotion. I just hope they keep sending me this stuff. That's why I keep promoting it. Because if you guys buy it, I'll keep getting it. I believe that's the way it's working out right now. And let's see, I am going to open. I'm going to try one of these little gummy tarts tonight. I haven't had one in a few days. And because I've been taking the avocado, I've been taking the coconut oil version, and sometimes doing a little bit of this cinnamon. I call it cinnamon, like the Minions and Despicable Me. Another movie that started with Sweet Home Alabama. But these gummies are pretty nice. They're tart. They're cherry. Whoop! I just dropped it in the package. They're cherry, wild cherry. They're very tart, very flavorful, and they're pretty darn good. But they have the C60 in them. I dropped something. Oh well. So try them out. ShopC60.com. I got an interview with Ken Swartz, who started this company. He's another rocket scientist sort. And here's another article talking about North Korea just threatened to start a war. Guys, I just had a huge protest or rally in North Korea where all the people were shouting, "Destroy America." Hey, Jesse from Northeast Arizona. Thank you for sharing that. Woo! That is tart. Ah, good. And here we are. Russia has the world's largest arsenal of nuclear weapons, but Moscow's perspective, the atomic deterrent, is not enough to keep NATO and its allies from backing Ukraine against Russia. See, they did not expect that. That was unexpected. They did not think that the West would come to Russia, Ukraine's aid, since Russia was a nuclear power. Remember, the beginning of the conflict, basically, Putin spun his nuclear weapons and used that as what he thought would keep us from coming in, but it didn't. Well, we didn't come in directly, but all the support we gave really surprised them. And they did not expect that. So now they are reeling with that and trying to figure out what to do. And this is why we're, especially with the instabilities given, attempted military mutinies in Russia. And it turns out Putin is actually purging his military forces because a lot of his generals and pilots refused to fight Wagner. Some pilots were commanded to attack Wagner and they wouldn't do it. Now, here's one article that kind of underscores something I've been mentioning to you quite a while. It goes this pretty rambling, talks about the Pentagon Papers from the Vietnam War and on about China here and why they might do something. But China is probably expecting to get attacked. At one time, they thought that they would get attacked by the United States. And actually, the United States apparently was considering it at one point in time. And that's what came out of some of these papers, these Pentagon papers were released. So given everything going on today, this article makes the following point. China must be asking itself if it should launch nuclear attacks on the U.S. before Washington decides to attack China. Now, whether we would or wouldn't, this may be what they're thinking about, according to this, given the historical precedent of what we've considered in the past. Japanese mercenaries found in, Japan are sending mercenaries to Ukraine. Hey there from Gilbert, Arizona. They're sending stock water. It definitely, but learn how to purify and sanitize water yourself. Yeah, they don't want to get locked up. You might be on something there, Steve Irwin. Anyway, Germany faced the same dilemma in the two world wars. Of course, it wasn't nuclear at the time. In a nuclear warfare, the side that strikes first wins. This is what this article says. You've heard me say this several times right here. Let me pull this up where you can sit front and center. In nuclear warfare, the side that strikes first wins. They say, there can be no winner. It must not be fought. Oh, they're thinking about fighting it. And the truth of the matter is the side that strikes first wins. And that is the truth. And I've explained that in a few videos and how that actually can work. Sadly to say, China knows it's on a knife's edge. Most Americans and Canadians, besotted by anti-Putin propaganda, do not. That's what it says. We don't know. Over here in this country, we're blissfully ignorant of this, but China's sitting there watching them. They are in a rush to build missiles. They're building hundreds of missile silos and carry Merden missiles, each capable of carrying 10 warheads. I pointed that out. I pointed that out before the late great Dr. Peter Pry passed away. We did a video and we talked about that, and I've talked about it since, probably before that one and since then. The big missile fields that China is building to launch intercontinental ballistic missiles, hundreds. They can launch thousands of warheads, and people talk like they only got a few hundred. Ha ha. Well, Dr. Pry nor I believed that, and neither would David Pine, that I've had on my channel several times. And you know, some thought that the Wagner was might have been prepared to steal nukes when they went through Voronezh Oblast, you know, when they went through there. But there's no apparent anything that happened there. But it's got the West side going, gee, if Russia falls apart, these nukes are going to be everywhere. What are we going to do? So it's got the United States kind of unnerved about this kind of stuff. Wagner's revolt in Russia stirred fears of a nuclear crisis. Well, I have seen articles that suggest that he grabbed something, they're going to use it according to some kind of British and Israeli intelligence, blah, blah, blah. There's even discussion of an attack on the NATO conference in Vilnius on 11 and 12 May. I haven't seen anything to back that up. So I am skeptical of those kind of claims. I haven't seen anything that said they got it, but that might factor into discussions that, this is just wild speculation. Like I said, I ain't seen anything on that. But why is Lukashenko wanting to write these algorithms? Why has he put the camps for Wagner right next to where the nukes are stored? Maybe no reason at all. Just could be a happy little coincidence. And maybe nobody's thinking about it except for all the different people out there writing articles on it. The guy sitting over right next to the nukes are probably not thinking about that. Oh, we're going to sit over next to the nukes. No, they wouldn't think of that now, would they? Nope. But then again, maybe they wouldn't do that. I feel like if Putin kind of lost the surprise nuke attack, because I'm sure we would get some nukes out. Now, if we get EMP'd and can't send out our EAMs, we don't launch nothing, guys. There is ways to neuter the United States. And so this is where we get, you know what, I am going to stop sharing from it. We're going to come back. This is where we come down to the good and the bad and the ugly. The nuclear, good, bad, and ugly. It's like we got three gunslingers all facing each other across a central court and a graveyard. That's very fitting, graveyard, for this topic, right? And they're all ready to see who draws first. You know, like, and it's the same kind of thing. He who strikes first is probably the winner, but you got to strike and strike true. Of course, in that movie, just so happened Clint Eastwood pulled the bullets out of one of the guy's pistols. So he knew who to shoot for. So kind of makes you wonder, somebody got a trick up their sleeves to pull the bullets out of somebody else's pistol? Could it be like, I gotta watch what I'm saying, this platform will snap me for this. I'm not even talking about GUNS. It's an analogy. Just an analogy. It's dangerous to talk how you talk on here. Everybody's so careful, it's nuts. But yeah, an EMP would be a way of doing that. An EMP is the way to pull the good, bad, and the ugly trick that Clint Eastwood's character pulled in that trick. He was always a man of no name in those spaghetti westerns. Yeah. Oh yeah. And what was the most famous quote from that movie? You got to shoot, don't talk. First strike. And you got to shoot, don't talk. Yeah, that was from the guy who had his bullets pulled from him. Yeah, the guy thought he had him, yammer in his mouth, and he just takes him out. So that's one of the best movie lines ever, probably. Let's go back in the share. Okay, I'm not whistling too good right now. I used to could whistle like a bird. If I practiced it, I could probably get back to that. Gagosian must be investigated. Wow, okay, that's an interesting angle. So they're still flopping on whether he gets away or don't get away. Do we get him for this? Do we get him for that? I don't know, guys. Is that going to incite him to want to do something different? Him or his forces? Okay, guys, here comes another topic. We'll probably get back in the nuclear here in a minute, guys. Good way to watch. We got 205 in the room. Awesome. But we only got 89 thumbs up. Holy smoke, guys, help me out. This platform stomps me. Yeah, the Tuco in the bathtub, Tuco in the tub. Exactly. Exactly. That was the scene. I love that scene. That was a great scene. Tuco had his kibbles taken from his nug, right? Tuco pouring outside. You got it raining down for a while. Giant solar catastrophe could start by the end of 2023. Guys, what's happened is the sun is getting so active that scientists are beginning to think we're having a short solar cycle. The solar maximum must be upon us because the sun is just flaring up so much. Kind of goes against the grand solar minimum. But I did a video back a couple of years ago where some scientists had looked at the data, and the last cycle was so short. They said every time we get a cycle that's short, without exception, the following cycle has been crazy. And this one's so short, they said we expect the next one to be even crazier. And that's what's happening right now. We've got a very active solar cycle. They say Viper venom ball spears and Adam keep hands to yourself. Oh, all right, guys. So this a big enough CME could take us out, guys. And I'm going to show you a picture of a giant on a sunspot that you could see with your naked eye if you look at the sun right now. Now, don't look at the sun with your naked eye unless you look at it at sunset. Don't even sunrise. The rays are shorter. It hurts your eyes. I wouldn't even advise it then. You might do a brief glance. I have seen with my naked eye a sunspot just accidentally one evening looking at toward the sun. It's like, wow, what's that? Jeez. Well, you got one up there you can see right now. Well, when it's daylight. It's dark here. Most of the hemisphere. We got anybody here from the other side of the planet? Anybody here from Australia tonight or New Zealand? We usually get some people from there. All right. Now, Russian forces advance on all four fronts. Now you got, Russian propaganda. No, this is coming from Ukraine. Now, we know the Ukrainians actually made it on what they call the left shore of the Dnieper, which if you're looking at it where the north is up, it looks right to us. But it's on the eastern side. They actually crossed the river and they got a little foothold over there. And they've been advancing, supposedly, according to yesterday, on all fronts. Well, now suddenly the Ukrainians are telling us that Russia's advancing on four fronts. So the empire is striking back. They are, I just laughing at the analogy. No, it's just, all war is horrible. Make no mistake, all war is horrible. There's no other way around it. War is a horrible affair. But you have to defend yourself. And, there may be things that, call for this kind of things, but, we're in a sad shape when humans do this to other humans in any shape or fashion, guys. I have a feeling the solar cycle is going to amplify significantly in the coming weeks. Might do it, George. That's what they're talking about. Now, if this is not going to be a shorter cycle, of course, if it's a short cycle again, the next one might be crazy. So I don't know, guys. What are we getting into here? What are we heading toward? You tell me. But so there's been a lot of strikes. They say the Russians are making advances. I don't know, you can't read an article without getting in trouble for a copyright strike, so I'm not going to do it. And China is practicing total war, World War Z. They're practicing a complete global war and how they would operate in it, guys. So I'm going to show you the sunspot here in a minute. I'm going to probably show y'all some video I just found of some of my previous launches. Yeah, it's gotten wider. Okay. So guys, here's an interesting article. I'm not even going to read it out loud. I'd get in all kind of trouble. It's been 24 hours since the outbreak. And this outbreak here, can I highlight that? It occurred exactly where there's never been in the United States for decades, and occurred exactly where this guy released skeeters. Got to be totally coincidental, all right? Oh yeah, totally coincidental. And now on to the next. Is that the case? I don't know. Is this just wild speculation? Some conspiracy theorist here getting all bent out of shape, worried. I don't know, guys. She was the one who earlier had that other article on there. Don't know. Official queen of the world. Oh, queen of the World Economic Forum. Oh, yeah. Well, she's a self-avowed conspiracy theorist. Bill Gates' best friend. Oh, yeah, I bet she's Bill Gates' best friend. Okay, good to hear that from Bill Gates' best friend. I don't know, guys. I'm just showing you what she's yapping about, not saying one way or the other, but just interesting points and counterpoints out there. So it's the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, and I feel fine. I think get the lingo. Hey, Alan, girl, appreciate that. Howdy, Greg. Hope you're having a great one. You just made it great. Thank you for the super chat, Alan, girl. Just got done running a few miles. Well, congratulations for that. How many miles you run? I used to would run 12 miles every other day, but my joints are paying for it now. Man, I do good to walk a mile now. Outdoors in the house. Keep calm. It's Al time. We need some music for Al time, don't we? Halo, Al. We need some Al time music. What would it be? What would be the right song? All righty, guys. Earthquakes. Look at all these up here in Alaska. That's getting up close toward, that's not quite the Fort Greely, but that's getting kind of close. And right, this little point right here in the San Fuca Plate, man, that's always an active point. That little point right there is quakes a lot. All right, Manton, California, 2.8. Got another about the same scale here, 2.8 in Norfolk, California. Hawaii's got one, maybe a little bit bigger, 3 or so, 3.1. There you go. Of course, Puerto Rico's rocking. Once you get around this part of the island, a ring of fire, they're bigger. And there've been a ton of earthquakes around here, really good size ones here. That's probably what, a 5.4. Yeah, Tonga. Remember that big volcano, Tonga, something, you know, big, long, crazy long name with Tonga in it twice. Yikes, guys, that was a huge volcano. That's not far from it. Is this just a plate shifting? Is there magma shifting? Could we have another big volcano there? Oh yeah, and there's Campi Florege, however you pronounce that. Big super volcano with Naples, Italy sitting on it. Like 2.2 million people living around there. I'd be running soon from the blast zone. Yeah. Beds are burning. Oh, what is that, Steve Irvin? So yeah, I'm gonna check through y'all's messages here in a little bit. Puerto Rico's always shaking and quaking. And Turkey, man, they ain't getting over that. They're still at that zone. There's nowhere I'd want to be. Right here in Iraq. United Kingdom got one right in the dead center, 2.7. That's not big. That's a what? 4.75. Hey, Chrissy, thank you. Always enjoy your live feeds. Bless your happiness and keep us informed. Thank you, Chrissy. I much appreciate that. That is wonderful. That makes it worth coming in here by a long shot. Thank you. Salute. Throw me a question. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, we're about done going through all the articles here. All right, we haven't looked at weather in a little while. Knocked it offline here the other night. There's a heat dome here over Texas. Hopefully it'll dissipate. I just shipped some worms that are supposed to arrive tomorrow. I'm trying to start making up one of the orders that was from back in last March. Trying to fill that. I don't know if I'm gonna go beyond that or not, but it's been warm here tonight. Now it's probably cooled off some outside. Funny thing is, my house got so much insulation. It gets warm in here after it starts cooling outside. Yeah, it's in the 80s in my house. It's 75 in Huntsville, 73 in Nashville. Ardmore 75, Hazel Green 73, so I'm somewhere in the middle of all that, I guess, temperature-wise. Right now, where I'm sitting, and New Days has told us there's rain up in Maine. Rain in Maine. The rain in Maine falls plainly on your brain. All right, what is? Oh, they're trying to get me subscribed. Can I shut that off? Let's see. Bang. Okay. Yeah, I see rain here. Not so much up in your side of the state. It looks down southwest of you there, New Days. Is it still raining hard where you're at? Because I'm not sitting on this radar. Oh. Wow, 64 up there. It's about like the rest of the country. You got places in Pennsylvania that are cooler than you way up in Maine. All right, we got Arizona in the house. Who else we got in the house? Who wants to see the weather here? We'll slip over here to Arizona, Sherman, Texas. We got Sherman woodworking in the house tonight. Hammering down. Oh, that's what you said. Maybe this radar is a little off. It may be showing from where I last opened it. I may have to hit the refresh button. That might be the problem. Sholo, 66. Holbrook, 75. Snowflake is 71, cooler than here. Of course, it's a desert. Nighttime didn't get cool, but you know, actually, it was hot in Arizona's Phoenix and Tucson. All this down in here, Gila Bend. So, raining cats and dogs. Yeah, I probably need to hit the refresh button because I've had this open for a little bit. So that's probably, yeah, I know that now it's wanting me to subscribe. It's doing all this text on me. I don't know. I don't look at it enough to subscribe to it. Maybe I will one day. Let's check Alberta. Is we got in the house on Brian, 60 degrees in Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, Williams, Arizona. Okay. Edmonton's 50. Plants are in pots cause it could snow at any time in Wyoming. Wow. Fairbanks 52. Delta Junction 52. Talk to the Dems about it. All right. I don't like it when it starts. The boy's starting to do this a lot earlier on. It didn't used to do this. Trying to force me into subscribing. I might do it one day, but it costs money to do that. Mama Brew, hey Greg, everybody sending you the best vibes. Well, thank you, Mama Brew. 64 in Maryland, rain and skeeters here. And where are you at, Don? You're around Willow, right? Rain and skeeters. I don't doubt that. I went out in Alaska wearing green. When I looked down, all I would see was black because I'd be completely covered in mosquitoes. I couldn't even see my clothes. Just black. It is crazy. Canberra 44. So you're moving into winter down there and down under Hobart 46. Of course, it's daytime there now. Napier's 46. Christchurch is 39. 30 below freezing here in Wanaka. 34 over here. All right, we're seeing below freezing in the southern hemisphere. Winter has arrived. Lori Smith, hello from Calgary, Alberta. Very good. Where's Mr. Schmidt at? Is Mr. Schmidt in the house? Arnold Schmidt? Hadn't seen him. He's the one that's usually here and asking where everybody else is at. He's up here in Alberta. Tiffany Harrison, 623, the patent for the drone mosquito disbursement tech. Whoa. Yikes. Yeah, Russia says they're afraid we're going to put something on them. That would be considered a weapon of mass destruction, guys. What would that evoke? Not good. Fort Smith, 55. Where Trutch Mountain's at. Okay, guys, enough of this app. It's kind of driving me nuts. I'm going to shoot it down. Here we go. There's a big sunspot right dead center looking straight at us, guys. That is a huge sunspot. It's got a complex, it's got both the north and the south magnetic polarities there. Yeah, Chrissy, that would be quite frightening. You know, it'd just be something to add. But then are we not already in that? Look at the claims that's come out now from an insider in the Institute of how do you spell it backwards? Let's see. Let's think about that. Let's spell it backwards. Let's see. All right, spell it backwards would be no. I can't pronounce it. N-A-H-U-W. Nah. Nahu. Turn that around. You know what I'm talking about. That institute is doing all that research. Well, some of them insiders now claim, oh yeah, it was a bioweapon program. That's what one of the insiders are claiming. It's not Greg Allison saying it, but an insider has said that. And furthermore, you know, that guy that showed up in this Twitter complaint here, his friend, Dr. Alchi, apparently was involved in sending some money that way, according to some people. All right, guys, check out my Galactic Greg's channel, because at 5 a.m. Central Daylight Time, a new video is going to be posted here. And it's going to be my assessment of some of the dangers dealing with the Virgin Galactic flight, which will commence just maybe 4 hours after that video goes live. So yeah, I got some inside scoop on Virgin Galactic, so you might want to watch that. No, we didn't been here. Now, let's go out of this. Minor geomagnetic storm. We're lucky if that's all we're seeing, with a giant sunspot like that staring down at us. We are lucky. Let's hope it stays that way. That's a frightening sunspot. Asteroids. Asteroids. That was the hemorrhoids. Something you don't want. Or androids. Noids. All right, guys. Nothing here to really get one all worked up. Even the pink ones are a good distance from Earth. They're all coming far out. The one that was kind of sort of inside between Earth and Moon was still mostly on the Moon side, and it was small, and that's already passed. Now, the thing is, you always see more of this in the past than you see in the future, because these are the ones that we just discovered. We see them whizzing by. Fortunately, they're usually on the smaller side. There's no known major threat from asteroids for the next 100 years. Doesn't mean there's something not lurking at it. Oh, look at the aurora, guys. Boy, I wish I was up in Alaska right now. Of course, it'd be daylight, just like you see that. It ain't getting dark up there. We're the longest days. It's daylight. So they don't even see this. Now, if you're in Canada, you might see it. Hey, my friend there in Alberta, can you see any of this? Of course, the problem is the sunlight, since the Earth is spherical, will shine in the upper atmosphere for a distance past this. And so you might not even be able to see it if you're actually dark on the ground, because it may be lit up here. And, you'll see satellites pass over, especially in the summertime down here. You can see them longer because of the tilt of the Earth. I really do want a giant scorpion. Oh my gosh, George, what do you want with a giant scorpion? What are you going to do with it? I wonder what it tastes like. Would it be like lobster? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go over and show y'all just for fun now. You'll see a little bit of this in my Galactic Graves video for space review, my entry into the X Prize. This was our debut date. If there's no Galactic Graves video and you'll see me scroll through it, I'm not one bit here. This is video which I didn't know was on the internet. I just found this. This is our balloon launch return vehicle. This is a rocket-powered, remote-piloted space plane of sorts. This is the cold gas reaction control center. That is Mr. Mike Smith right there, I believe. And I think that's me right here. We are raising the balloon hand over hand. You can only do this in a freestanding inflation. That looks kind of like Steve Mistakis that just passed away. Somewhere in here, Glenn May will be in there. He died in the Spaceship 2 cold flow test at Mojave Airport. Since we're launching Spaceship 2. He is in this photograph somewhere, or in this video. It's kind of grainy. It's kind of hard to identify from this video. So we are going to hand walk this thing out and release it, kind of like a bird, because now if we had too much lift in the balloon, we couldn't have done that. We were holding it down as we were doing, so we're just letting it up by hand. So watch this. That's me. I believe this is Glenn May right here. I think that's me right here. That would be Gene Hornbuckle. I can't tell who this is. It's hard. This is grainy. Now we're just going to turn it loose like a butterfly. We're holding it down because it's got lift, but not so much that it jerk our arms off. That sounds like the music from Planet of the Apes. This is filmed by Tim Pickens' brother Barry. It apparently was in the wheelhouse of the boat itself. That's what you can see. He's looking through the windows. This was in 1998, 25 years ago. That was my company. I started High Altitude Research Corporation. Now, I've shown y'all so many times this rocket motor to my side here. Let's see if I can find, yeah, the test firing of it. This actual motor that's by my knee, you're about to see this motor, the one by my knee, burn. This is the first time you've seen live video of this motor. Well, not live, but video of this motor. This very same motor right here. I told you we burned it for about 3, maybe 4 seconds. Well, you're about to see a fire. I got the data plots from that in the PowerPoint presentation somewhere. I may have shown up one of my videos before. But you're about to see this motor fire. Now, you create a hot fuel vapor in it before you hit it with a nitrous. So that's the first igniter. Then it's going to burn an igniter that releases the valve in the combined bulkhead between the motor and the oxidizer tank, a single bulkhead, which is something that Burt Rutan patented and later claimed as his greatest invention. This is before Burt Rutan even heard of what a hybrid rocket was. It's building a hot fuel vapor now. The oxidizer is just getting released. This trailer right here is sitting in my backyard right now. I've done a video from Galactic Rex talking about the sun sitting on this trailer. I think I may have included it in another video too. That's this motor by my knee right now. That motor is by my knee, the one doing that firing. This was just a test to characterize the fuel grain, so we didn't burn the entire fuel grain out. We hit it with nitrous to shut it off. I mean, nitrogen. Now, nitrous oxide was the oxidizer. All right, let's skip ahead. This is some of our Halo SO2 test firing. This one actually detonated. We ran from this rocket twice, once at the test stand and once out on the boat. It's hanging from the Straightdale Brewery today, the actual rocket. This was a test rocket. We tried it at first with a floating diaphragm in it. It was accidentally fired before we had the pressure at where it needed to be, so it burnt too long. It caused all this stuff to thermally soak, which it shouldn't have happened. Yeah, we had a guy working at the control panel, and he accidentally touched the hot contacts and set it off before we was ready to burn it. So this thing's burning. I am behind one of these trees over here. I'm the closest person to it after it gets started. Well, the guy who actually touched it off, Al Wright, was closer when he touched it off. He ran backwards. He's got probably the land speed record for running backwards, getting away from that thing. This is how I used to spend my weekends. It was not meant to burn that long. It wasn't designed. It's a lot of thermal soak. It was not designed for that. The oxidizer tank was too low pressure. It was not yet filled properly. It just been an 8-second burn. This thing, we had a still I-beam on top of it. I looked at that thing and said, boy, this thing looks like it wants to fly. Well, it did. All that black smoke shouldn't be there. That's a sign it's in trouble. You hear the flame sputtering. Not good. And we have lunch. But we wasn't supposed to have lunch. We're all around here. That thing is going in the air and it comes down right amongst us. It comes down the other side of where I was at. That's it coming down. Boom. Coming through a tree. Couple 100 pounds. That's another view of it. 1997, November I see a 2. I can't make that if there's another day there or not. I don't remember exactly what day that was. And we did the X Prize. We actually got some LITVC motors from liquid injection bus vector control from Space America. It is. That's a 12,000 pound thrust motor. The motor that won the X Prize is only 8,000 pound thrust. And we had 2 of these for use. Another fire. That's cooling off. Yeah, here's Glenn May riding a rocket bicycle. Yeah. He died in the Spaceship 2 cold flow test. Now, I actually got probably the best picture in the world. I took a still of this one right here. A lot of crazy stuff, guys. A lot of crazy stuff. All right, enough of that. And just for giggles, here is our heart. Oops, I killed the video. Well, y'all seen it before. Well, I'm there. Go to my page of supply. I didn't mean to click on that, but hey, we're there. Check it out while you're actually go to prepwithgreg.com to get there. Prepwithgreg.com. And we got an $80 special, just 4 weeks of food. So you get a special to lower volume if you couldn't handle the price of the other, because I know prices are getting tight. You know, that's a whole month of food for about what you spend for a week in groceries, probably. In the last 25 years, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2,000 calories a day. Or you can get the 2 week supply for 127. But what you really ought to do is come here and click up here, my page supply, and go get you some water filtration. Get you some air purification, but water filtration especially. They have some other specials lately. I've seen like water purifying stuff like chlorine and things. They've had different things on sale lately. So check out their specials. The deals of the day. They change all the time. first aid kit. That's a big first aid kit. Anyway, enough of that. Stop the share. Hey, hello. All right, guys, we went through everything. Put the rockets on wheelchairs. That's when you get out of trouble faster. There you go, Larry. Put the rocket in the coconut. Don't drink it. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Hexafoods, good to see you. All right, we got 194 in the room. We're still only up to 100. And there's Arnold Smith. Hey, was looking for you earlier, Arnold. Yeah, give me some thumbs up, guys. We really need them. And Chrissy, man, she gave us she gave us $50 super chat. That is awesome. Salute. We had Island Girl give us a super chat too. Hers isn't listed in the chat list now because they kind of scroll out after a while. But that was awesome. So let me scroll back through the notes and see what you guys were chatting about in here, because I know I missed most of it. We'll look at some of it here. Yeah, Island Girl gave $4.99. That's cool. It's all cool. Appreciate it, guys. All right, I see a few more thumbs up. That helps, guys. We need the help for the Al Gore. For the Al Gore has no rhythm. You still with us, Al Gore? Filled it in Arizona, says Eddie. Matterman, good to see you. Dutch Dooley, Corey, Greg Smith, MD. This makes me miss Art Bell. What, my show does? How do I remind you of Art Bell? Eddie Collins, Alabama. I guess I'll see your Auburn sticker there. Tracy, we are having a coolest summer ever in BHC, Arizona. Okay. Usually 126 by now. Ooh. Yeah, I think all the heat's in Texas right now. It's hot here, but you know, it's June. It's almost July. I've seen a lot harder than this. So what's the beds burning about, Steve? Oh, almost into my world. Got shocked by a power line coming in the house. Oh, Brian, that's not good. Be careful. Corey, I'll be running soon from the blast zone. Yeah. Haven't felt any shakers here in Alaska since last week. Well, that's kind of good to hear, Don. I guess they're not in your neighborhood. I saw some like they were just north of you. Hungatoga, that's it. But it's like, it's a longer name, Al Gore. It's Hungatoga, been something, blah, 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 toga. Yeah, it's a big, long name. There, dead center, England. Okay, Corey. Or it would be like a fly bug. We got fireflies flying here right now. Hi from Smoky Western New York. Well, hello there, Mike. Mike Coban. Yeah, I don't doubt running skeeters, Don. I ain't never seen mosquitoes anywhere I've ever been. I've been to Louisiana. I've been to lots of places. I ain't never seen any place like Alaska. Oh my God. The mosquitoes up there, unbelievable. All right, George, good to hear that. I'm about to drink the coffee. I'm getting to fill it here. Honey Island Outfitters. That's a great name. Southeast Louisiana. Just download Wikipedia today. One thumb drive. You mean like everything in it? Everything in Wikipedia? You can do that? On a 1 terabyte thumb drive. That's a big thumb drive, Greg. Greg Smith, MD. Everything on Wikipedia. So you'll be able to know, keep up. The whole world comes in. If you can get enough power to run your laptop, you'll be able to search. You'll have like the world's biggest dictionary on your laptop. Wow, that's pretty cool. You've been down to see the Titanic? No, Al Gore, and I'm not going to go in any composite hull submersible either. Ransom and Epstein, buddy. Oh, Lord. Don, that's scary. Nothing surprises me. Oh, my gosh. That's scary. Wormwood would be good. Might, is it good? Might as well throw in black walnut. Stagnant air in Ohio. Okay, Dutch. Hey, what about the contamination, Dutch? You hear anything more about that from the train wreck? What's it look like up in your neighborhood? Amazon sells scorpions for eating. What do they taste like? I'll never eat slow. Hey, we got another super chat. Oh, let me scroll down and see who gave me the super chat here. Hey, D Ladybug. Thank you, D Ladybug. Thank you so much. I am most appreciative. Blessings to you. Wow, we got a good super chat night running tonight. That is great. We still got 208 people in the room. That's awesome too. Did y'all enjoy the rocket videos? That's the most rocket videos I've ever shown on Green Greg's. Let's go back up and see what I missed here in the chat. When's the next Starship launch? Well, whenever the FAA lets them go again. I got some, like Ricky used to tell Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Yeah. I'm not sure their water system is going to be enough. They still don't have a flame bucket. They're just wanting to throw water at it. Well, that'll help. I don't know if it's enough. That's a big rocket. George, I've eaten poison ivy's tiny leaves to avoid adversity. I have done that too. That's an old loggers thing. And I got that from Yul Givens. Yul Givens. I had his books when I was a kid and I studied them. I've done it. That's what the lumberjacks used to do. And I'm not necessarily going to advise that to anybody, though, because one of my luck, somebody get really sick. But, you know, I've done it. And, you know, I was immune to poison oak growing up. I used to just play on it, barefooted, short-legged pants, you know, just shorts, be out in it, running through it. It didn't bother me. And I had my best friend. He was the same way. It didn't bother either one of us. We'd go out in right in the middle of it. It wouldn't bother us. But we camped out in a patch of that stuff. And we might have been all right, but we burned it in the campfire. And later on, I was told that smoke will get you. We were breathing the smoke too. We broke out from head to toe, poison oak. I mean, we had blisters all over us. I had blisters on blisters. I could see like deep down into my fingers, you know, where these blisters were clear. And you like look down inside yourself. It's like, yeah. Oh my gosh, I was in bed for like a week or more. And for a couple of years after that, just the pollen in the air would set me off. It was horrible. Then I got that Yul Givens book, and I was probably about 14. I went out, I tried that. And I only did it once, though. I've never had it since. I got a little nodule broke out of my toe when I ate that, and poof. Now, what they explained the lumberjacks to do, they would start with tiny little leaves, and they would keep eating it as they grew. Build their immunity. I didn't go through that. I just did the first time. I hadn't any problems with it, so it's helped me. But I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice, and I'm not telling anybody to do it. I'm just telling you what this crazy guy did. Look, I'm the guy that runs from rockets, or used to. I'm the guy that used to play Bigfoot and scare campers and get shot at, and that's what I did for fun. I used to run from getting shot at. So when I became an engineer and sitting behind a desk, yeah, I thought, well, the rest of my life's going to be bored and stayed sitting behind a desk, calculating things, doing design, just for the rest of my life. No more exciting stuff like I did when I was a kid. Then I got into the rockets. And I'm running down the deck of the Pearl River barge, hard as I can go, with the rocket coming at us, herding all the other guys. Saying, run! And so we're running. So I go, man, this is just like when I was a kid. Research CERN, the Earth's magnetic field. Yeah, I don't think CERN's anything with that. Online God. Ooh, what is that, Steve Irwin? God is everywhere. He's up there. He's not on the computer network. Computer network may try to emulate him. They may come up with algorithms, make people, oh yeah, they got Chat GPT doing sermons. You feel like getting your spiritual inspiration from a chatbot? I'm just asking. Would that really resonate with you? You tell me. Odol rules is unhealthy air really bad to be outside in Michigan. Are y'all getting that smoke from up in Canada? Oh, what did Matterman say? I'll eat bugs after running them through a trout or a hen. There you go, Matterman. That's the smart way. Now I see why New Day said, you carnivore, you. Hey, guilty is charged. Me too. Lobster mushrooms are the best for the fishy taste. Ah, okay. Lobster mushrooms. Oh, Nick says he'd rather eat humans than bugs. Oh, yikes. Don't draw the short straw. Uh-oh, yeah, you're right, Dutch. That don't sound good. So you guys are already thinking about you're the survivors. Who draws the short straw? That ain't good. Soylent Green recipes. Oh my gosh, guys, y'all getting morbid in that. That's that thing way. Well, if it was fuel, it'd weigh a lot, but it burnt most of the fuel out. Yeah, it'd be over 100 pounds. Yeah, it'd be over 100 pounds. Went in the trees, come right down. Actually came down a tree. And one of my buddies pushed another one out of the way of that thing. He saw it coming, he pushed the other guy out. It landed right where he was. That was James Hopkins pushing Ronnie LaJoy. And that came over where I was at and came down behind me. I was standing behind a great big pine tree. That was interesting. 1887, Greg was a time traveler. Oh, where did that come from? That's I guess it can hardly be a type of tobacco. Hey, I used to do rabbit tobacco. Get your coffee time. Oh, yeah. All right, this whole thing's trying to move so that stuff is fairly bar. Hey, Rafe, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Some people do go back. I don't have a gallbladder. Oh, bless your heart. Boban Zikic. Sydney, Australia. Good to see you from Sydney. Yeah, we were there a little bit ago in the going through the windy weather. All right, Chrissy, who gave me a great super chat, goes, how long do you think the Santa Andreas fault has before it goes? Yeah, I'm not the best geologist in the world trying to figure that out. So, yeah, it's overdue. That's all I can say. And when it goes, it's not going to be pretty. I'm worried about the subduction zone off the coast of Seattle and Vancouver. That goes off, it's going to be ugly, ugly, guys. All right, I'm missing stuff here. On my finger, $20 Zoom. There you go. That's right. George Carter. I don't want to bother them with a chaga. There's a tree. I don't have no chaga around here. I have birch trees. Putting a cake or chicken. Oh, you know what? Putting the bugs in cake or chicken, Tiffany. Brian Stoffel. There you go. Rockets, of course. There you go. Well, hey, I'm a rocket dude. What can you say? I've been stung in the ear since I was a kid. Oh my God. That's nothing. I used to pester wasps. I did a lot of crazy stuff when I was a kid. It's 1,000 wonders I'm here today. 1,000 wonders too. When I was logging, we used to Technu soap for poison oak. Technu. I hadn't heard of that one. Had a buddy who breathed in the ivy smoke and needed to go to the ER. He was so, yeah, I don't doubt it. I think I took a shot or something. One coat to go. My grandma cooked poison oak leaves, somehow gave me the oil in very little doses. Water. She spent weeks increasing the doses. Wow. One coat to go. Did that make you immune? I hope it did. Marvin Fun Time. How you doing, bud? Oh, we got a super chat. Let me scroll down. Ow. CM3. Hey, all right. Life is only born if you let it be. Love is the answer. Love is the answer, guys. We got all this hatred in the world today. It's a problem. All the evil out here today. Our world's going nuts. We shouldn't be talking about nuking and crazy stuff like that, but it's out there, guys. That's why we got to think to get ready. Scorpions taste like chicken. Does it really matter, man? Have you tried any? Yes, when it comes to alleviating arthritis and bee stings. Oh, what is that? All right, a few days we got to talk. Joe, did you know? Hey, good to see you. All right, now we got 207 likes. Finally, we got, but you know, we probably had 800 or 1,000 people through the chat room. A lot of people come here and stay for a few minutes and go out. Hey, yeah. Ate tiny poison ivy leaves 4 times a week for 2 weeks. Okay, that sounds about like the lumberjack prescription. I played in poison ivy on my hill by sliding down it for hours and just shorts, and I was broke out bad. Oh, I know a guy who accidentally used, you know how you guys will go in the woods and use leaves. He picked the wrong leaf, the white with. Oh yeah, okay, Larry. Yeah, your brother. Okay, boil some head to toe. Woo. So I try eating fire ants. And no, straight kidding. I would not advise it. All string and nettle. No, you're supposed to get the needles off of it there, George. Technu soap washes off poison ivy oils. Oh yes, the oils that cause irritation. That's true. But later on, that water can get you. Cascadia, how you doing, Gil? All right, you're out of here, Jesse. Good, glad to see you in here, Arnold. Can't wait for ginseng season. That sounds good, Island Girl. Wrong leaf. Yeah, no kidding, Marvin. Stupid when we're young. Yeah, it's amazing we survive our youth. Proof that God loves a fool. Yeah, I've always figured the only reason I'm alive is the angels upstairs. No, let him live. We got to see what he does next time. They'll be up there laughing. Look at this fool. Yeah, kind of like we watch videos. That's what the angels do. They sit there and they laugh at us. It's like watching a video, watching us. Black snake, that sounds gnarly. I've eaten a few rattlers. A little too chewy for me. All right, Island Girl, that sounds cool. AG, would you eat tarantula? Well, you know, people in South America love eating tarantula. I don't know. That's gator. Yeah, gator's good. Yeah, I've had gator. Gator's good. So we got sugar in the sap. Oh, what does that matter? Sugar in the sap. My grandma was born in the 1880s. Cool. Yeah. You'd eat dog before bugs and spiders. Yeah, I like gator. Gator's good. Gator tail. You'll eat anything as long as it don't bite you while you eat it. Yeah, well, make sure it ain't alive and kicking. Dutch. That's what, you know, predators, they take animals down alive and start eating them while they're alive. They don't necessarily kill them first. Madam and Gross, it's old. I'm old enough to remember Birch beer soda. Also made tea from local sassafras fruit. There you go. I got sassafras one right here. All right, guys. Well, hey, maybe we need to go. It is 2:15 in the morning. And this video has been running now for 68 minutes. I like to keep them close to an hour now. I like to keep them short. Did you ever meet Von Braun, Pete Conrad? I've talked to Pete Conrad on the phone because he piloted the D6 rocket I've got back here. And I called him up and asked him if I could get a signature on pieces of it. And he was like kidding cancer. You know, he was laughing about it. Yeah. Just called my wife. I dragged my feet and he died in a motorcycle accident. So and his wife's one of my Facebook friends. So, but what's his name? Stonable was his Defense Department guy, the Air Force guy who was back in that project. Jess Stonable, it was Jess. He happened to walk around. Jess, guess what this guy's got in his backyard? I mean, Pete was just kind of like a kid in a candy store. He was a lot of fun. I never met Von Braun, but if you watch my Galactic Greats video, you'll see Conrad Dannenberg in the video. He was a good friend of mine. Ride or die. There you go. Sassafras is a good addition. In small bits. Oh, okay. All right, guys, we're getting late here. Everybody roll and tell us where you're from. We're going to call it a night. We're going to get out of here. We went a little bit long tonight. We need to do a prayer. New Days needs our prayers, guys, and Miss Maple. The Outlaw Sassafras beer. You can get root beer still. You can make sassafras tea if you got sassafras. I never heard of being outlawed. Really? Ozzy did a line of fire ants one time. Oh my God. Which one was a bit of bat's head off? It wasn't Ozzy, was it? Wasn't it Cooper? What's his name? Alice Cooper? Or was it Ozzy? Who bit the bat's head off? Eagle, Wisconsin, Dallas, Texas, Northern California, Tiffany, Hillsboro, Oregon, Chewy, Williams, Arizona, RT Matt. Have a great night from California. Bless your heart. Have hundreds of sassafras trees on my farm. That's great, Larry. Synthetic sassafras oil. Oh my gosh. The real stuff. South Central Kansas, Scan family. Corey, later, Greg. Thank you, Corey. Kim Thompson, Oregon. Cottage Grove, Oregon, originally. I have an ant colony and body award. Well, if he sniffs the queen, maybe. Colorado Springs, near Cheyenne Mountain, big target. No kidding, Gil. That might be a good name for you. Firestorm living next to Target like that. You might need to get out of there. I'd highly encourage you to move. They may have some stuff flying here soon. Did you shave your hair? No, I got it in a ponytail. It's hot. I didn't shave my hair. Trenton, Gainesville, Florida. Hey, Nightman's wife. It was Ozzy. Oh, Ozzy did it. I knew it was one of them. I knew it was one of them. Ryan Stoffel, St. Louis. Terra Sol System, unfavorable Western Arm in the Milky Way, Sagittarius Cluster, Virgo, Super Cluster. Best address I can give. All right, very good. Psychedelic Scorpion Soup. Oh no, George. Lansing, Michigan. All right, Nick. So we got 182 in the room. Yeah, Gil, that's a smart thing. You need to be working on that because I'm thinking about getting out of here myself. The things are getting crazy. The whole world is going nuts. I'm in Alaska now. Is Putin going to come up here and get us? They might try to nuke some places like Fort Greely because of the missile defense. I love Fort Greely. It's so beautiful. I hope they don't do that. Maybe they might try to take Austin Air Force Base because of our fighters up there in Fairbanks. Maybe even Elmendorf. Ants got into my asparagus. Oh Lord. Can't even take you from no, Alaska, he wouldn't take Alaska. Man, the native the people in Alaska are better armed than the army. I know, I was in the army up there, and the people had just foot lockers full of all kind of nugs. And it made me comfortable. I said, okay, good. In my unit, we didn't have a nug forever soldier. We were short. We were so short. Listen, guys, we were so short of nugs, riffles, smoke poles, the smokeless kind. You know, that number RA, flip it around, 16. Actually, I was an armor before brag. I had 250 of those things to look after. But I went to Fort Greely. We were almost like a civilian unit. We didn't have Jack Diddle. But suddenly we had a new infantry commander took over our base. He decided we need to go on maneuvers like the infantry, even stage attacks. So we rode around in M113s out in the Alaskan wilderness. We had to dig a fox. I had to try to dig a foxhole on Donnelly's Dome. And that thing was hard as it was rock. You couldn't dig in it. So we sat there and made sparks with our entrenching tools, made out like we was trying to dig. That stuff wasn't dig with an entrenching tool. Getting by hay myself. Okay, it sounds good, Mannerman. But the funny thing was, we were told to attack, to charge. So we had a bunch of grown men running through the woods with sticks in their hands going bang, bang, bang. I was just laughing myself silly. So I'm getting paid to do this. I used to do this for fun when I was a kid. Now I'm getting paid to do it. Running through the woods with a stick in my hand going bang, bang, bang. I swear to God. Funny. Getting Ozzy bite the head off a dove. Oh, I don't know. Guys. Still in Houston. Okay, CM3, that's not a good place to be. A big city like that. You need to look at some way to get out, CM3. You really do. I may be heading out of here myself soon. Infantry. Yeah. Yeah, we had to play infantry. I was not infantry. I was unit supply at the time. And I got out and did microwave relay communications and guard. But yeah, it was crazy. Funny. Bang, 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 running through the woods. It was funny. The whole line of guys, soldiers, running through the woods with sticks in their hand, going bang, bang, bang. So that made when people talk about, making out a tank going tank. Yeah, it kind of makes it funny to me because I've been there, done that. Thank you, Island Girl. Thank you. Ozzy going to start the next pandemic. Oh no, let's hope not. He might. Jeez. Old crows rule, don't we though? Chair Force rules. All righty. Hey, yeah, let's do a quick prayer session. Let's pray for this. Yeah, I'll throw in a request if you want. Let's pray for New Days because she's got to get the procedure. We'll pray for the lady she's been looking after, Miss Mapley. We'll pray for listen, guys, I met last weekend with Susan of the Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. One that made this. And Randy Bly is having some dementia now. He had cancer issues and a lot of stuff. He's having issues. So I think we need to pray for both of them. Her for dealing with it. She's a sweetheart. And him, nice guy. I really hate to see this. I thought the world of both of them. I spent some time with them down there in Birmingham on an occasion. They came up and spent some time with me. We got them in the farmers market video back a couple of years ago. Pray for both of them. Of course, it's Granny Lana, especially granddaughter Kaylee. And of course, we need to pray for Chewy Weather. Chewy Weather's had 3 strokes, guys. 3. Bears, not beach. Are you guys worried about bears? Oh yeah, man, the bears up there was something. They were something. The bigger than the black bears we get down here. Grizzly bears, last brown bear actually is what you got for big bad bears. Shine blue bottle. Yeah. Blue bottle. That's not shine. That's a rocket Santa sitting on it. Made just for me. See that? Anywho. Knock it over. Something. All righty, Dutch. Yeah, let's do it. Let's pray for the world. Lee. Yeah, Lee's had he's got a fungal infection in his lungs. Definitely say a prayer for Lee too, guys. All right, guys, let's do it real quick. Prayer session here. It's not a religious channel. I'm not here to tell you how to pray. Pray according to what you believe. If you don't have a belief, well, God help you. But the moment of silence is golden. So let's do it. Amen. What does the Bible say about praying? Does the Bible encourage praying? Yes, Larry, it does. My girlfriend has quit drink, had a drinking problem, been trying to quit. Now she decided it's not a problem. Oh no, well, you might be better off without her there. Cali Prepper. That could be a problem. Ukrainian, Russian people in the world. Amen, Island Girl. Very constantly showing me on this. Just listen to Cliff High say magic mushrooms helps us travel to hyperspace. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, sad we got all this hatred in the world. It's sad that we let the leaders of the world play us against each other. And they put all that propaganda, they get the population hyped up against some other people. You know, they tend to dehumanize the people they want to have people against. If you look back at some of the propaganda in World War II, each country was putting out propaganda that made the other side look like animals, like them look horrible. Oh, Dutch, sorry to hear that. I guess, no, divorce is rough. I thought it was U.S. Air Force worked on Saturn and Apollo engines. Well, that's good to hear, Honey Island Outfitters. F1 was a big one. The H2 was the other engine. No, well, the H2 was on the Saturn 1. The J2 was the second stage, and S4B, which is the third stage on the Saturn V, was meant to be the fourth stage on the Nova rocket. That's why they called it S4B. It was originally to be a fourth stage. It might have been the third stage on the Saturn rocket. It was going to be a bigger rocket called the Nova. And they did that lunar orbit rendezvous type mission, enabling them to build a smaller Saturn V, which was the biggest rocket in the world until this thing flew, the Space Launch System, and it just got outflown by a far bigger rocket in Starship. That was part of this thing. Yeah, young alcoholics can be really rough. I remember saying a prayer when I was a child, gentle Jesus, meek and mild, stay close by this gentle child. That's a good one. Now, see, that's just it, the innocence of children. What are people doing today? It's horrible. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. We've got, that's nothing. We need to pray for our children whenever right now. What's going on? Yeah, I can't even speak on this platform. I have to go on somewhere else. Leave the children alone. That's what I got to say for those that want to. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about, I think. Guys, just remember, everywhere in the world, there's good people. It might have been propagandized somewhere, but in their heart, there's a lot of good people in the world. Inside, we're pretty much the same, no matter what you look like on the outside. There's good and bad people everywhere in the world. I think the good people are more dominant, but they sometimes get led along by the ones that have ill intentions. Leave the kids alone. That's right, Tiffany. Amen. Nothing to pray for. So I can't believe parents take kids to some of the stuff they take them to. Just can't believe it. Kids need to be left innocent. They don't need to deal with certain topics. They shouldn't be thinking about certain topics as kids. Contributing to the delinquency? Yeah. Anyway, guys. Yeah. Okay, guys. So just remember, look, there's good people everywhere in the world, whatever race, color, creed, nationality, religion, whatever, in every hamlet, village. We get played by these governments, by people seeking control. They play us against each other. It's how they get it. Maybe one day we can get talk to more and more people in the world to kind of just get a notion of, hey, you don't have to support this. We can start backing away. That's what we need to do, guys. But how do you do it? Keep missing second gear. Oh, how do we do it? You got to start with yourself. Share the love. Love is the answer. And we got to show it to the world. Start spreading it. There's goodness in the heart. Goodness comes from above. Bring the goodness down and share it out. Just like light dispels dark, love dispels hate. So go shine your love light in the world. But everybody don't share philosophy, so in the meantime, you got to keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. My fellow swivel heads. Don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer. For love can conquer. Yes. Picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me. Well, New Days of the Poet tonight. I heard Bud Light was doubling down on that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'd say just don't buy their mess. Spend your money toward organizations that you're not buying into. Spend your money local. Help your local farmer get better product. It's not got all the other mess put into it. If you need somebody to work on your house, go the local artisan, not the ones with the big shop and the big advertising. Go that little guy who's been doing it for decades and really knows how to fix stuff. They'll give you a better deal. The world is acting very stupid. Amen, Jason. Just like ate up with stupid. All this nuke war stuff is crazy. Will love your God and all of my. Yeah, there you go, Will. I carried it everywhere. 4-year-old. Donnie, you're blessing us. Well, thank you, Donnie. Appreciate it. Too much glyphosate. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anytime you're buying all this commercialized junk, you're getting all kind of mess, guys. All kinds. Use money instead of debit. There you go. Stay away from the CBDC. You see, central bank digital currency. Yep. I never liked Bud. I never. When I was drinking beer, I didn't like it. Poop water. It wouldn't surprise me, Tiffany. It probably is. You're right, Campbell Clan. I want a shooting contest on his fine. Oh yeah, I won a turkey shoot when I was 12. It sure did. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all for being here. As I said, go out and shine your love light in the world. So with that, I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you, super chatters. Y'all been awesome tonight. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up on the way out. And just thank you, everybody, for being here. You're awesome company. And help my channel out. Go share my videos. And we got some word to get out. Go have discussions in the chat with other people. Comment to their comments. Comment yourself. Give a thumbs up in the chat rooms, guys. That all that activity helps my channel if you can do that. And just sometimes just let a video play. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.